In the implementation of this manifesto, I wish to emphasize that the role executed by the RDCs in ensuring that they monitor the key government projects and investments undertaken with the local governments. These have provided us with vital information to enable us easily perform our oversight function of monitoring the implementation of the manifesto. In addition, the office will continue and improve our RDCs to sensitize the people on proper land use, to promote agricultural production for wealth creation. And Right Honourable Prime Minister, I want to request you to also send message to RDCs, especially on this program you're having of the Parish Development Medal. Right Honourable Prime Minister, these RDCs will assist us much to ensure that this money this time which is going down must be utilized to see objectives. Otherwise, we have had several interventions, but always we get outputs or impact which is negative. But with this one, our Right Honourable Prime Minister should not afford to go that way. Also, the President is committed to ensure that the parish development model as a vehicle for extending government services to the citizens to stimulate wealth creation, success and thrive. This model will specifically enable the data gathering and best enterprises, selection and development, cooperatives and financial services development, community mobilization and mindset. The Manifesto Week, therefore, has been organized to appreciate the manifesto milestones and share strategies for better implementation. At this juncture, Right Honourable Prime Minister, since the vice chairperson of the NPA is here, we need also to harmonize our manifesto with what they have in their NDP3, because you see that some of the performance indicators which are there in NDP3 are not yet up to the average which we want. And this is where the manifesto, the 3 years or the 2 years which are remaining, we must make sure that we fulfill what NDP had planned. So I would propose that we may not be able to achieve that one in these 3 years or 2 years remaining, but the next manifesto program, that is 2026-2030 manifesto, all the NDP must make sure that all their set of programs and work plans must be achievable. Presentation by the critical sectors will be made on the status of manifesto implementation from 2021 to the present. Radio and talk shows will be held at regional district levels, clearly explaining the progress achievement of NRM government in the last 3 years in relation with our manifesto. This will help the local communities appreciate the unrivaled and enormous contribution of the NRM government in lifting and improving the livelihood of Uganda. Free air barazas have been organized at selected local government levels, such as parish, sub-counties, in which people will be given an opportunity to discuss and air out their views in regard to the Manifesto Week and perceived achievement of the same in the last 2 years, and the expectations in the next 3 years. RDCs and other local government officials will appear on their local TVs and radio stations to explain government programs and the milestone of the NRM Manifesto in their localities for the 3 years. We will publish the NRM Manifesto achievement for the last 2 years in various newspapers and brochures and magazines that will be distributed throughout the country, highlighting the achievements and progress in regard to the implementation of the NRM Manifesto in the last 3 years, and the presentation on the ongoing forward. As I conclude, Right Honourable Prime Minister, I would like to stress and point out that the Manifesto Week is to create the critical accountability in the implementation of the manifesto, and appreciate where Honorable Minister will throw more light on specific implementation, strategy for appreciation and coordination and support for the different MDAs. For God and my country, and at this juncture I would like to call upon Honorable Chofota Gabie, who is the house this morning, to come and address the gathering who are here. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Right Honorable Prime Minister, Mama Nabanja, Right Honorable Deputy Secretary General, my Senior Minister for Kampala, Honorable MPs present, the Secretary, Office of the President and your technical team, all respective invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning once again. Right Honorable Prime Minister, you will recall that the government celebrates the Manifesto Week every May to honor the day His Excellency the President, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, was sworn in the office. I would like the country to remember that it was on 12th day of May 2021. So last year we did not hold the Manifesto Week because it was mainly our first year of planning and transition. So this is the first Manifesto Week in the year 2023, in this 5 years term of Manifesto 2021-2026. And it will run from today, 12 to 26 May 2023. The Manifesto Week presents the annual opportunity for the ministries, departments, agencies, and all the local governments, just like our secretary has alluded to take stock of the cumulative milestones, achievements of government, and also projects feasible ways in which the overall targets are to be achieved. And I believe all of you present, at least we have our working Bible, the encyclopedia, the Juzu, call it, as far as the NRM government is concerned for this Chisanja. This is our talking points and always the checklist on which we are now starting as a country to make accountability to the country. So at this juncture, Right Honorable Prime Minister, allow me to invite the Deputy Secretary General of the multi-party NRM to speak to us, and then I will come back to guide on more proceedings.
Right Honorable Prime Minister, the Minister for Kampala Affairs, Minister of State for Kampala, Office of the President, the Presidential Advisor for Manifesto Affairs, who was also the chairman that led the team that came up with this manifesto that we are looking at today, members of Parliament, distinguished members, and the media. It's a pleasure that we are here today to take stock of what has been achieved so far in this term of office. When the Electoral Commission announced the roadmap and subsequently candidates offered themselves, Ugandans got a political menu of 11 manifestos. And out of those 11 manifestos, they chose the NRM Manifesto and in effect trusted the NRM as the guardian of their interests, aspirations, and their future. When we were making this manifesto, we were cognizant as a party of the socio-economic challenges and dynamics of the time including the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and the challenges that it had brought and where we had come from as a country, and hence we committed to secure the future of Ugandans. And because of that, there are a number of issues, mainly 5 pillars that we looked at, and pillar number 1 was jobs and wealth creation, just to ensure that we cushion the country and the economy and bring Ugandans, many Ugandans, into the money economy. Then human capital development and the other aspects that are within their health, education, water and infrastructure. And then the other pillars, justice and security and the rest. So we want as a party to thank government for the progress so far made in implementing the manifesto, and all the other stakeholders, all ministries, departments and agencies, and we want to thank the national chairman for spearheading the same, the Prime Minister as leader of government business to ensure that this has been made, the Parliament of Uganda, the entire cabinet and all Ugandans and local governments that are making a contribution in securing the future of our country. All that the party is looking at is that we want to continue disseminating this information. A lot of achievements have been made even before, and even in this term of office, many are incremental, but we just want to ensure that that which has been done should be talked about, not just in this manifesto week, but to make it as part of the routine of our daily communications at the national level, in the local governments, up to the lowest level government. And that's why one of the key flagship projects or programs under this manifesto is the parish development model. We were very keen this time around to ensure that there is total alignment between the Nrm Manifesto and the National Development Plan 3. So that means as we implement both, we are actually fulfilling our obligations. And why we want this information to go there, and as a party we have also started on the same process to ensure that our party structures and the leaders at the local level are involved and they know exactly what is supposed to be done, how it's supposed to be done, and who is responsible for what. So that will help us to ensure that the flagship project and others, but mainly the parish development model, which is at the lowest level of our community, they know what they are supposed to do, and we meet those pillars that are enshrined in the guidelines and the documentation that have to do with implementation of the PTM and other programs. So I just want to once again thank government for implementing the manifesto and to assure you that we as a party are also moving together to ensure that we are not only disseminating information but monitoring progress at all levels using all the party structures. I want to thank you so much.
A big applause to the Deputy Secretary General. Right Honorable Prime Minister and members, the objectives of the Manifesto Week, like you've heard, is to provide accountability on the status of implementation, prioritize the Manifesto achievements, identify implementation challenges, and then determine the way forward on how to address those challenges. Therefore, this week we'll have an opportunity to take the stock of where we are, where we've been, and what we need to do to fast track the implementation so that we can fulfill the contract we signed with our people, just like the Deputy Secretary General has said. Now, as the Office of the President and the Presidents at large, our promises, we shall draw on the lessons learned from this week and make recommendations and solutions or proposals to address the existing challenges that hinders the smooth implementation of the Manifesto 2021-26. We are cognizant that in the year 2026-31, we want to bring back another contract, another agreement with the Ugandans. But we don't want to be shameful of the failure to implement the previous contracts. So we want to ensure that by year 2026, Right Honorable Prime Minister, and you being our head prefect, would have ensured that we at least 90% we achieved what we call the Ugandans to achieve. At this juncture, allow me to invite you to speak to your people, and at the same time, we shall ask you at the same time to do the noble job of launching the Manifesto Week, which will run from 12th May to 26, 2023.
The Right Honorable Deputy Secretary General of NRM Party, Honorable Ministers, the Honorable Members of Parliament, the Permanent Secretaries, the Manifesto Implementation Unit, media, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I bring you greetings from His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda. I also want to take this opportunity to thank His Excellency the President and the NRM Party for entering into a social contract with the people of Uganda through the Manifesto of 2021-2026. As you all know, this is the second year of implementing the NRM Manifesto 2021-2026. I therefore salute everyone who has been involved in the implementation of this manifesto. Your hard work is paying off because several achievements have been realized. I also thank the Office of the President, particularly the Manifesto Implementation Unit, the ministers, the Permanent Secretary, and everybody involved in this for organizing this event on an annual basis. Because this event gives us an opportunity to attend to a number of issues that come as we implement this manifesto. As you are aware, maintaining peace and security has been and continues to be the core component upon which the various socio-economic activities are hinged. I'm also pleased to share with you some of the highlights about our performance in the implementation of the manifesto, the challenges encountered and lessons learned. Overall, government has within 2 years, which were largely for planning and transition, accomplished a certain percentage, that is about between 20 to 27% of the commitments
and 77% of the commitments are on track. To me, this is a very big achievement, given the fact that we have suffered a lot of setbacks because of COVID-19. I'm confident that the next assessment will indicate a higher rating. These highlights reflect the performance on the 5 thematic areas on our manifesto: creating job and wealth for all Ugandans, delivering education, health and water, ensuring justice, equity, protecting life and property, and achieving economic and political integration. Government has established a PDM circle at each of the 10,594 parishes and is committed to capitalizing the same. As you are aware, with 100 million per year. And I want to report that already 50 million has been sent to each of our parishes. Government has completed the construction of 20 zonal industrial hubs, and 14 of them have been equipped with welding machines, carpentry machines, tailoring machines, baking machines, stone cutting, block making machines, shoe making machines, value addition machines, and sailors. Each of these facilities has the capacity to skill 600 Ugandans per year in different disciplines, free of charge. And so far, 2,000 youth have been passed out from these facilities. The contribution of the agriculture sector to GDP has grown to 4.3% from 2.8% because of what you know. This is attributed to the provision of agriculture inputs such as coffee, tea, cassava cuttings, and maize seed, as well as value addition equipment for milk processing. Uganda launched the first satellite last year. This is a big achievement. And this is designed to foster technological advancement in the country. As you are aware that recently, because of our advanced technology, we gave early warning to our people in the districts, those areas which are prone to floods. Despite the fact that we lost 8, but our neighboring countries lost more people. To me, if those people could also have listened to these early warning signals, we may have not lost anybody. Procured and distributed oxygen plants in all the 17 regional referral hospitals, including Murago Hospital. A total of 109 health center 2s have been upgraded to health center 3s. A total of 11 health center 3s have been upgraded to health center 4s. And to me, this is a big achievement. We have completed and commissioned 102 seed secondary schools under phase 1 of the U-Gift program. We distributed 50,000 laboratory materials to 157 secondary schools. We allocated Uganda shillings 954.9 billion to the enhancement of salaries of scientists. It's a big achievement. The total number of sub-county headquarters which have been connected to electricity is now 1,063. We have a balance definitely. A total of 1,129 sub-counties now have access to clean and safe water, as well as 286 urban centers. Those are town councils. And most town councils are connected to piped water. To me, we are on the right course. The size of land under irrigation has been increased from 19,138 hectares to 22,797 hectares against the irrigation potential estimated at 3 million hectares countrywide. 37 solar-powered irrigation demonstration sites have been constructed in the districts of Zombo, Oyam, Dokoro, Nuoya, Omoro, Agago, Nakasongora, Kiliandongo, Buhweju, Buvuma, Hoima, Nakaseke, Gomba, Bukomansimbi, Ibanda, Kiruhura, Liantonde, and Mbarara. To me, this is a very big achievement. We recruited more judicial officers to reduce on case backlog. We promoted 48 judicial officers to grade 1 magistrates, bringing the total number of the magistrates grade 1 to 212. We also appointed 16 justices of the High Court. We operationalized 15 magistral areas, 6 High Court circuits, and 16 grade 1 courts. Government has embraced the use of ICT in the judicial system, such as video conferencing and the electronic case management information system in the 7 courts stations. That's the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeal, High Court, Anti-Corruption Court, and Mengo Chief Magistrates Court to weed out corruption and ensure a speedy administration of justice. We enhanced community policing model of neighborhood watch in all the 1,403 sub-counties across the country. Government has partnered with the DRC government to construct economic roads in the DRC up to 330 million US dollars to promote regional trade. Uganda has contributed to 1,000 troops to the ERC Regional Peace Initiative in the DRC. 1,000 troops are in DRC. Our children are there working. To enhance regional market opportunities, border export zones at Impondwe and the Regu borders have been gazetted to facilitate regional trade. In implementing the manifesto, we have faced some challenges, including delays in acquisition of land for flagship projects across sectors and compensation. Government, however, is working on the acquisition of utility corridors as a means to address this challenge. I note with concern the slow progress in the implementation of various key government infrastructure projects, in some cases, so the work, more especially those within local government. The government, through my office, as leader of government business, is committed to ensuring that we strengthen the coordination in the implementation of these various government projects so that we can so that we can realize their intended purposes. Honorable Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, corruption is still with us, and this undermines efforts to achieve our targets. However, government is intensifying the fight against corruption by strengthening its investigative systems within the various anti-corruption agencies to aid successful prosecution of the suspected corruption cases. The establishment of the anti-corruption unit in the State House reinforced the fight, and this unit is doing a commendable job. Ladies and gentlemen, in my conclusion, I would like to once again thank everyone who has played a role to ensure that this manifesto is implemented. There is still much more work to do as we continue serving our people, and I want to say we are on track once again, and we shall achieve a big target of this manifesto, and our people will benefit, I promise. And therefore, with these words, I want to take this opportunity to declare the Manifesto Week of 2023 of stock taking and accountability officially opened. Thank you so much.
So we raise up for the anthems. Thank you, Right Honorable Prime Minister, for your launch. very much, Right Honorable Prime Minister. We thank you for your time. Please allow the Prime Minister to leave, and then we can also follow. This is also...
Let me tell them where I'm going when you ask me. Mwagala Luganda? Mwagala Kapera? Kati mu bufunze olunaku lwa leero kambatuuseeko okulamusa okuva ow'ekitiibwa President. Akimanyi tituli wano ate era njagala okusiima bannayuganda abaatuwa omukisa ne tuba nga twakola endagaano nabo okuyita mu manifesto yaffe. Endagaano eyo gye tuliko gye tukola era ebirambikiddwa byonna byensomye biraga nti gavumenti yaffe ya NRM ekola bulungi nnyo, kubanga ebitundu okuva ku 2 okutuuka ku 7 kuba kati okuva January okutuuka kati tetunakola statistics kiraga nti ebitundu 2 ebintu bye twalazanya tubikoze ate mu myaka 2 ate nga mujjukira nti twalina omwaka gumu ogwatataaganizibwa ekirwadde kino ekya COVID-19 ate ebitundu 7 ku buli 100 ku bintu bye tuteeseteese okukola olaba bitambula bulungi era olaba nga mwaka ogujja tujja kubawa ekifaananyi ekisinga. Tukoze bingi nnyo mu nguudo, ne tukola bingi nnyo mu masannyalaze, ne tuweereza bannaffe amazzi amayonjo, tubaweereza amadistricts tugataddemu agamu amazzi ag'emidumo. Ennaku zino tubaweereza irrigation schemes okufukirira mu districts ez'enjawulo n'amakomera wamu ne judiciary. Simanyi bwekyogera mu Luganda naye mujja kunyamba. Nayo olaba nga tulina kyamaanyi kye tukoze okulaba nga emisango egibadde giremye okuggwa nga gimala obudde bwangu nagyo gikolebwako. Bannayuganda bannange, mbaagaliza wiiki ennungi eya manifesto. Ebisingako ebyo bajja bibagamba. Munzikirize ngende Isingiro, ab'Isingiro njja bagamba mubatumidde.
Right Honorable Prime Minister, we wish you a safe journey. I want also, on behalf of the Presidency, officially to say that on Monday we will begin with our presentations from the respective Cabinet Ministers of various dockets. And I request the Secretariat to avail the timetable for those who may wish to have it. And the speech of the Prime Minister, I will talk to the Communication Advisor to avail a copy, which we shall push to Media Center, and Media Center will disseminate to your media houses officially. Once again, we thank you, and we are ready to meet you once again on Monday. Thank you very much for being with us.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.